The earth. Even the earth will testify against us. Sometimes we think, at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock, I can go to a place my parents are sleeping. And it's okay, your parents are sleeping, but you know what? God is not sleeping. Those two angels are not sleeping. And most importantly, the earth is not sleeping, because the earth testifies and says, Subhanallah, every single moment of our lives. And finally, what else testifies against us? كَفَى بِنَفْسِكَ الْيَوْمَ عَلَيْكَ حَسِيبًا. Your own self will testify against you. Your lips will be sealed shut because you are a liar. You are guilty. I mean, who is guilty will admit to their guilt. You done something wrong, you're not going to admit it. But it is your fingers, your limbs, your feet, the places that they went to, your hands, if you really hit anybody without logical reasoning, you touch someone, you stole something, will testify against you on the Day of Judgment. There are people who ask, how is it possible my limbs are going to talk? How is it possible that my limbs will talk against me? It doesn't make sense. This is all skin. Will Allah put lips over here so that they start talking? If today our fingerprints talk against us, you think Allah will not be able to have the limbs talk against us on the Day of Judgment? Every fingerprint is unique. Not only fingerprint. When you go to Iran, they have a new system of ID that they are planning to bring up. What is that system of ID? The back of your hand. Every vein, the shape over here of every human being is different from one and the other. Not only that, your eyes, when they scan your eyes, every iris or the shape inside is different. Every human being, one or the other. Today, if your limbs can talk against you and use as a testimony for whatever crimes that they need, on the Day of Judgment, your limbs will talk against you also on that day. Makes sense, no? In Surah Fussilat, ayah number 21, Allah repeats the verses from those who are going to talking to the limbs. And they shall say to their skins, why have you borne witness against us? And the skins will reply, Allah who makes everything speak has made us speak today. You can imagine that you have giraffes who have tongues that are so long. Have you seen the tongue of a giraffe? It's a bluish gray color and it's so long and not fun to look at. But have you ever thought that an animal like giraffes and cows, they have tongues that are so long, so big, yet they are not able to speak? We animals who have shorter tongues, Allah has made us speak and not them. Kun fayakun. Be and it is. Whatever Allah wants, it will happen. But when we don't use these faculties in the right way, when we ask shaitan to guide us, that is when we go into our pitfall. How does shaitan guide us now? This is not related to us. He has got no blood relation. Salman Farsi, he comes from Persia. And they don't like, scholars say, don't call him Salman Farsi, call him Salman Muhammadi. No relation whatsoever. He was from a Zoroastrian tribe, people who used to worship fire. Then he went to Christianity. From Christianity he started finding the Prophet. He came to Medina, he was working as a slave. He was abused, he was tortured. Please turn off your cell phones. Recite the salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Salman was tortured for 10 years. He came to Medina, he was working for someone. Despite working for someone, all the torture that he went through with that person, he waited and he waited because he knew there was a prophet who was there in town. And he wanted to visit that prophet. You know what was happening to him? Throughout his life, from Zoroastrian to Christianity to Islam, he was feeling a void inside of him. That void that he could not fill until he met Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Imam Khomeini in his 40 hadiths, he writes that there is one disease that people will have on the Day of Judgment. They will be counted among the ignorant. This disease is called asabiyah. And the Prophet says, if you have a mustard seed amount size of asabiya in your heart, you will never enter Jannah. You will be counted amongst the ignorant people. What is asabiya? When people have relations, paternal or familial relationship, they consider that relationship so great, so high, that they are willing to even lie about it. Yani, if someone, your brother, your blood brother has done something wrong, or sister, you are willing to lie about that person who has done something wrong because she or he is your brother or sister. When Allah says in Surah number 4, verse number 135, stand up for justice even if it is against your parents or your family members. Stand up for justice against anyone, because justice is more important than familiar relationships. There are rules and conditions to be followed, no doubt. But a person who claims this love without any justice, without seeing the truth, it is called asabiya. And I gave you an example of Hazrat Abbas. His family, his maternal uncle comes to him. He still rejects. He says, even though you are my uncle, I will stand by the truth no matter what. This is how friends intercede for us on the Day of Judgment. What else intercedes for us? What else will testify against us? We have friends who will testify for us. But there are other things that will testify against us on the Day of Judgment. And we have to be aware of our surroundings at all times. In Islam, there are 5 things that will testify against us. 5 things. The first, the angels. The 2 angels who are here at every given moment are going to testify against us. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكُمْ لَحَافِظِينَ كَرِيمًا كَاتِبِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ. And yet verily they are ever watchful forces over you, noble, recording, aware of whatever you do. On the Day of Judgment, when you have done something wrong, a liar will go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, Ya Allah, I did not do this. Allah will tell the angels, take out your scrolls. Let us see what this man has done. The first thing that testifies against us are the 2 angels on either side of our shoulders. Number 2, time. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I gave you the importance of Allah swearing over the Quran, full of wisdom. In this surah, He's swearing over the time. He says, I swear by the time, verily man is in a loss. If only we understood the value, the essence of time. One of the brothers asked, if you don't have friends who follow under these qualities, who have wisdom, who have knowledge, good akhlaq, they are boring people. If they have these qualities, we don't find them interesting. We'd rather spend time with those people who are, popular, either in the sports or in some activities they do in school. We want to spend time with them because that's the cool crowd. No? And by spending time with them, what's happening is we are wasting every precious moment that you and I have towards the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr. I swear by the time, man is in a loss. Imam Zainul Abidin, in his whispered prayers, he says, O day, he's telling the day, the yom that just passed at night, he's telling the day, O day, you will testify against me for what I have done. Every single passing day is also going to testify against us on the Day of Judgment. Number 3, the Imam and the Prophet. The Imam of our time. You remember I said that the Imam is aware of everything that we do. On the Day of Judgment, everybody will be raised with their Imam, and the Imams and the Prophets will testify against what their people have done as well. They will serve as the intercessors or the testimonials, those who testify. Number 4, يَوْمَئِذٍ تُحَدِّثُ أَخْبَارَهَا. On that day she shall tell her news. Who shall tell her news? Anyone know? On that day she shall tell her news. Anyone know who shall tell the news? Who? Huh? The earth. Every place you and I walk on this earth will testify against us. Did you go to this place? Allah will ask us, Ya Allah, I didn't go to this place. Allah will make the earth speak. Speak what this person has done, and the earth will testify against us.